One home improvement project that you can do yourself that is super easy is changing your stairs from carpet to laminate flooring. First off, it makes them look so much better. And second, for cleaning, it is so much easier to dust them than vacuum them. So let me show you how the basics of changing these over. So once you get all the carpet removed, the first thing you got to do is make sure there's no nails poking out, because you don't want a nail on here over your laminate boarding or under it, because then you'll have some weak areas and you'll feel it when you're stepping on it. So from here, we're just going to measure it and see what the length is. We're going to have to do this for each stair to make sure we get the perfect fit for each. So I got my measurement, so I'm going to go out and go ahead and cut the board. The first step of the cutting process is removing the interlocking tabs that are not needed. Since this board is going to sit up flush against the step face and against the wall, I can go ahead and cut off all but one to make sure that I get a clean cut and finish. And once that first board is cut to my desired length, I can go ahead and cut my second board the same way I did the first, but this time I'm going to have to rip it to the desired length to make sure it fits all the trim and everything. Now that the boards are cut, only thing left is the stair nosing or the trim. I'm going to go ahead and measure, same as last time, get a good fit, and go ahead and cut it with a miter saw. Now that the boards are cut to the size of the stair, I'm going to give them a quick tap. Make sure they're put together all the way. Afterwards, I'll use just a simple pin. Be able to get a good line of where the boards are. And that way, I can lift them up and be able to put in some adhesive. Now, some people don't use adhesive. They just let them float on top of the substrate. But for me, and especially with stairs, I like to put adhesive down so to make sure they're very nice and solid. Because the worst thing to do is to step on a step, or to place your foot on a step and have a little bit of give to it. It may bring you off balance a little bit. So for me, that's going to be perfect. So from here, I can bring up the face. Same thing. Really don't need adhesive on it since it's going to get a finishing now. But just to make sure it's solid, permanent, and I don't have to worry about it in the future, just put a little bit of adhesive in it. It's $2 a tube, so it's nothing that's going to break the project. And same thing, got a good fit on there, and bring it in. That's pretty good. And then last off, we got this little edge piece right here. So for the nosing, I'm going to do the same thing. A little bit of adhesive with the same concept. Then I want to make sure it's nice and solid, because that's definitely where someone's going to step, is right on this edging piece right here. And push it down. That already feels really good. The adhesive I can feel on the back of it. But because I am who I am, and I make sure I do an awesome job, I'm also going to nail it. And these are just finishing tacks that are going to go one on each side. 1, 2. I won't do the boards since they got the adhesive and they're just a lateral force or down force. But to make sure this nosing stays on, or this trim, because again, this is where everybody's going to be stepping. I'll put 1, 2, and then 1 right in the middle. That should hold everything together. And from here, you might notice there is a little bit of a gap and a little bit of a gap on the sides. That's good for expansion, even though we glued it so, but get it and fit it in. But I can just use some trim and just come along these sides and it'll look good as new.